Hello and welcome to my channel. Before reading the Air India crash preliminary report, this was my mind. This is what I was thinking because of the information that we had available before the preliminary report was just pretty much two videos. So before reading the report, we didn't know if the crash was caused by the pilots or the aircraft. The aircraft not meaning necessarily something wrong with the aircraft. We're talking about probably birds or weather or yes, or maybe something wrong with the aircraft, or the pilots. After going through the report, reading the report, the preliminary report, if I go down reading through the pages, it's information that is informative, about the aircraft, about the flight, about the crash site, everything very informational, nice pictures, everything good until you get to page 14, okay? And you read the following: the engine 1 and engine 2 fuel cutoff switches transition from run to cutoff position one after the other. Wow, so someone switched the engines off? I also read in the cockpit voice recording, one of the pilots is heard asking the other why did he cut off. The other pilot responded that he did not do so. Oh, okay. So maybe I can conclude that one of the pilots shut down the engines. Wow. This is what came to my mind when I read this report up to this point. Then it's already in my mind. To be honest with you, I was thinking like, man, one of the pilots or someone in the cockpit shut down the engines. This is incredible. Wow. It was already in my mind. Then I come to the end of the report and I read this. At this stage of the investigation, there are no recommended actions to the Boeing 787-8 and or GE operators and manufacturers. Oh, okay. So, man, definitely nothing wrong with the aircraft. It must be the pilots who were the cause for this crash, or one of the pilots. This is what I thought that was in my mind after reading this report. And if you're honest, probably this is the immediate conclusion came to your mind after reading this report. So there's people saying, hey, we should not be jumping to conclusions. How are we not going to jump to conclusions with this report? This report, to me, is very suggestive that one of the pilots shut down the engines. So now we're going to say, let's not jump to conclusions. It's very hard. It's very hard. So after reading this report, I'm going to show you what my mind is doing. It's doing this. What? 90%, 100%. It was the pilots, one of the pilots. So again, it's very hard not to think after reading the report that one of the pilots caused this crash. I think, I don't know who got the idea in this investigation to put out this information. Probably that report should have stopped at the page 13 and not provide any more information, because up to that point, at least myself, I would think like, okay, wow, the investigation is moving forward, but we don't know yet. We have to wait until the final report. But this report on page 14 opened a can of worms. With what purpose? There's people saying they did it on purpose, to guide people's mind one way. Probably. I think I would not get upset with anybody if they think that way, because this report seems to suggest that the pilots did it. I think this is not good for anybody, especially for the industry, aviation industry, for the pilots. There's a captain in the U.S. That rhymes with his name rhymes with this Eve, Captain Eve. For this captain, this is nothing to do with electrical, nothing. It must have been the one of the pilots. So they're already talking about mental health and captains, pilots having to express, their state of mind, their emotions, and if they have problems, working on the mind health. This is not good. This captain, because pretty much the captain is the one being blamed for this, for shutting down the engines. Why? It must have been the captain, because he was going to take care of his dad, and probably he had a little bit of a little bit depressed. So being a little bit depressed and taking care of your dad, all that makes you sweet. Wow. No, I don't think so. No. So this report plays tricks with your mind. But going back to this mental health of the pilots, I think is giving pilots the wrong message. Because if you now, pilot, express, some not being very comfortable with some thoughts, some family member die, and you express this to someone else, and something happens, let's not hope for that, but something happened that you crash on an aircraft. Man, I remember that pilot saying something about he was not feeling very well, that he was feeling mentally tired, that some family member died. This is gonna screw up pilots' heads. Instead of like Captain Eve trying to promote mental health for pilots, no, this is, I think, is doing the opposite. If you're a pilot and you have any problems, man, I think that they will keep it quiet now, because if something happens to you flying an airplane, they most likely gonna blame it on you. Hey, that was the pilot that mentioned that he was feeling not good, that he was sad, that a family member died. He must be sick now. Not good. This is my opinion, and I could be wrong. Thank you for watching. Take care and see you in the next video.